Hey YouTube, what is going on, yo? All right, man. Today's video, I'm just gonna go over what they said they're gonna change into week 2 of the beta. Obviously, week 1 has wrapped up. Week 2 starts tomorrow. I don't know what time tomorrow, to be honest. But it definitely is tomorrow, and it'll be open for, I believe, PlayStation still is an open beta, and then it's a closed beta for PC and I was about to say 360. And Xbox. Yeah, Infinity Ward put this out on their website, kind of interacting with the community's feedback, and they kind of posted what they were going to work on for weekend 2. And it's interesting, man. So throughout weekend 1, we played the game, watched the game being played, read your feedback, and talked to many of you. At a high level leading into weekend 2, they fixed various crashes, addressed a few gameplay exploits. There was like I think it was on the market map. I forget what the map's called, but there was like a wall breach where people were sitting in walls. So I'm sure that's what they're talking about there. Patched some map geo and lighting issues. Updated progression for some gunsmith related bugs. Okay, now this is where it gets interesting. Here are some things we have heard from you on. Okay, Minimap red dot rules. Currently in the Modern Warfare 2 beta, we only show enemy player dots when a UAV is active. The design reason for this is that we do not want to punish players for firing their weapons. Well, what the fuck are silencers in the game for then, bro? We also want players to actively search out the origin of a gunshot versus just traveling directly to where the dot is on the minimap. We continue to gather feedback on how the game is played in regards to this topic. So that sounds like they're definitely not going to change that whatsoever. I don't really understand why we can't just try it here in the beta, especially for weekend 2. You had it off weekend 1, and now weekend 2. Isn't this what betas are for? Kind of just testing stuff out. I don't know why we can't just test it out, even for just a day, just to get more feedback on it or analytics on it. I don't know. That just sounds like they're blowing smoke up our ass. I don't think that's going to get changed at any time in the game's life cycle, and it's unfortunate. I definitely like the classic minimap, obviously, but I've been playing Call of Duty forever, so that's just kind of why I like it. All right, and then target tracking. We've seen feedback that it is hard to track targets once you get into a firefight. We agree this is an issue, and we have changes incoming to reduce muzzle smoke opacity and to increase the visibility of the muzzle flash to help engage someone who is firing at you. These changes should help with tracking your opponents in combat. Okay, I don't know what they mean by increasing the visibility of a muzzle flash. Maybe, I don't think that's necessary. But the visual recoil of the guns were absolutely insane, and the smoke coming out of them did not help at all. So yeah, there's definitely instances, especially on PS5, where I had an input delay far greater than what I'm used to on my overclock controller on PC. I definitely felt like I was having way bigger troubles tracking my targets than I did normally in Warzone. So I'm glad they're changing that. We are also investigating more ways to visually differentiate enemies and friendlies outside of the standard nameplates above heads of the opponent's play. We will be trying a few changes in week 2. More on that later this week. So just a better way to identify. I definitely have shot at a couple of my teammates. So user interface. We've seen the feedback around difficulty editing perk packages. Yeah. Managing loadouts and accessing the armory. We have identified some UX issues as well as some bugs. These are things we won't be able to adjust in time for the beta weekend 2, but they are top of mind ahead of launch. Yeah, so that, I really don't like the way that it is horizontal when you're going through your classes. I like it way better when it's vertical and you can see custom loadout 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 10, right? I like that way better. And then you have the little pop-out menu that shows you like a preview of what the gunsmith is, what gun you got, and all that. I like that way better. I think they tried to reinvent the wheel on that one, and they just really didn't need to, because that's something that needs to be completely simplified down to, like, I click on a class, it takes me to the class, I get to edit that class. And they just overcomplicated the hell out of the way you navigated the menu. So I'm glad they're gonna change that for sure. All right, here we go. Perks. We've seen varied feedback on the perk package system. Some players love it, and other fields feel it's unnecessary departure from the original system. I'm kind of on the fence with it, honestly. To me, it's a cool feature, but I also see I also feel like it's unnecessary. I feel like just the 3 perks you pick, you get a perk slot 1, perk slot 2, perk slot 3, boom, and you're good. I don't know. I don't really know. Let's see what they're gonna change. We feel it's a nice shakeup to how perks work. Okay, so we feel anytime Infinity Ward starts talking like this, it means they don't give a fuck what we got to say. Same with the red dot rolls, right? The design reason is that, yeah, we're chopped. Anytime they start talking like this, we feel Infinity Ward ain't gonna change it. They don't get, it don't matter how much community feedback we give them, they're just not gonna change it. So we feel it's a nice shakeup to how perks work and to the general progression of a match. We've also balanced the ultimate perks to be more powerful as you earn them later in the match. We'll continue testing throughout beta week 2, including drastically accelerating the earn rate of these perks. Okay. So what are the ultimate perks? There were like Ghost, High Alert, that Bird's Eye. My thing with this is like, since this is where they're kind of contradicting themselves, in my opinion, with the whole that they don't want to punish players for firing their weapons, but then they don't allow those same players. We know what players they're talking about. They're being nice. The bots, those same bots don't get ghost until I think it's 8 minutes into the match, and you know them bots aren't getting a lot of kills, which is then reducing the time to get ghost. So in the beginning of matches, and as people start throwing up UAVs, they're getting hunted and punished anyway. So at this point, you're kind of contradicting yourself with this, and just give us a regular minimap, right? Or give us regular perks. You know, I don't know. I just don't. I don't really understand where they're going. But again, they're gonna always cater to the casual fan base because that is what gives them the most sales, because it's the broadest basis of players, right? All right, here, Dead Silence is another hot topic, as many players have expressed that they would like to see it as a perk instead of a field upgrade. We believe it is important to the game health that rushers are not able to move at high speeds without consequence. Well, I'm gonna be honest, brother. Us rushers, already have a severe consequence on sprint to fire speed, even with submachine guns. The sprint to fire speed in this game is so unbelievably slow that it doesn't matter if I'm rushing around the map. It takes me so long to get ADS'd and ready to fire that it won't, like, it doesn't matter that I'm rushing. So at that point, again, with the footsteps and no Dead Silence as a perk and the sprint to fire speed, I am at the biggest disadvantage of any player base in the game. So so there's already enough consequences for me sprinting around the map like a crackhead. Dead Silence as a field upgrade creates a balance. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think that's bullshit. Again, I think that's just them blowing smoke up our ass. Footstep audio in week 1 of the multiplayer beta was very high, giving players long distance directional information about enemies. Okay, so for weekend 2, we have some changes incoming. We are reducing the range of footstep audio for the various player movement states. Okay, this will help soften the cost of moving around the map. The second change is that enemy and friendly footsteps are now distinct. But yeah, the footstep audio was unbelievably loud. You could hear people across the map. It was pretty nuts. So I'm glad they're going to tune that up. And then slides. Sentiment around the removal of slide canceling remains positive. We are aware of the workaround and are I'll make fun of how I was about to say that. Contemplating how to handle it for weekend 2 of the beta. Additionally, we have some other slide changes for launch, which will make this movement feel a bit more fluid and snappy. Or you can't cancel the slide, but maybe at the end of the slide, after you finish the animation, you get to you stand back up and are able to ADS much faster. Maybe that's what that means right there. But yeah, because right now, even with the slide cancel workaround that they're talking about, it's not practical whatsoever. It's so ass. It's not even worth doing, because there's still like a delay between the time you get to pull up your gun and shoot. So, but again, it's all about maximizing that profit, right? So the more people they can appeal to, which is mainly the casual community, the more sales they're gonna make. But the only thing with that for me is, like, I feel like the initial sale of the game, right? Like actually buying a copy of the game, that's where this casual fan base will help you out. But then you got 2 years now, And the 2 years is not going to be the casuals sustaining that profit, right? It's going to be the hardcore people who play every day, buying skins, buying all the battle passes, stuff like that. But I definitely feel like if we ever do get changes in our favor, the hardcore fan favor, I feel like it will be further down the line, further past launch, like further into the game's life cycle. But to be honest, I'm not gonna hold my breath on that because Infinity Ward seems pretty stubborn about this kind of stuff. But yeah, man, those are the changes headed into week 2, which is tomorrow. I'm gonna be playing a bunch. I can't wait to play on PC, man. It's gonna feel so much smoother. Also, go down in the comments right now. Let me know if you guys would stop by if I stream on YouTube. If I stream the beta on YouTube, will you guys stop by and chill with me for a while? That would be awesome. I'm definitely looking into doing my first YouTube live stream. I'm excited to do that. Let me know if you would come stop by. Yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.